Put on this computer. And we are recording. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you all for coming. I love it. What we're going to do today is we're going to do full body. Kind of focus on the quads a little bit and maybe some obliques. I know we did them today. They're not quite sore yet, but they will be. So we probably want to definitely stretch out those. But definitely quads for Monday. I know mine are feeling it. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with the feet and the calves first. So what I want you to do is take a nice wide stance. I want you to take your right foot. I want you to turn your toes out. Once you turn your toes out, I want you to get up on the balls of your feet. So now you should feel the stretch in your calf muscle. If you don't feel it, or if it's a little on the weaker side, push that left leg out. So coming down, and you should really deepen that stretch in the calf. Take some nice deep breaths. Start my timer. Forgot to. Up on the toes. Really, really tighten the calf. If it starts to get really tighten, what you want to do is just reset, come back down, lift up your toes on the balls of your feet, and re-stretch. Hello, hello. Another 10 seconds. Okay, let's bring ourselves back up to center. Now you're going to turn your right foot back in. Want your right foot, your toes facing front. Now we're going to do the left side. Want you to take your left toes, turn them out. At this point, then I want you to get up on the balls of your feet so you start to feel that stretch in your calf. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can push your right leg out. Try to get up on the balls of your feet. If you need to move your foot closer, because I was too far out, so I'm going to pull my leg closer to really get that stretch in my calf. Take some nice deep breaths. Hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, slowly come back up. We're going to turn both our feet frontwards. What we're going to do is we're going to do some ankle circles. We're going to switch sides. So what you can do is you can rotate it, one direction twice and put it down and then switch. And then when you go back and switch, you want to do the opposite direction. You want to make sure you go in both directions with each foot, switching the foot. I'm going to do this for about 10 to 20 seconds. You may feel some cricks and some cracks. Really trying to stretch these out. We're on our feet all day. These are the feet and the toes and all that stuff. These are the things we do not stretch. Most of the time they're in sneakers. Keep alternating. Another 5 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to come back to center. What we're going to do is we're going to do some neck circles to start. We're going to stretch out the neck. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring your chin to your chest. At this point, I want you to start the rotation to the right. I want you to make sure you keep your shoulders down. The rotation should be about 3 to 5 seconds. I want you to stop when you're looking at the ceiling. Once you're there, I want you to come back that same direction. I want you to reset in the middle, and then I want you to go to the opposite side. Again, taking about 3 to 5 seconds. Nice slow circles. Looking up at the ceiling, and then coming back. Make sure you don't shrug your shoulders. I always tend to do that. I was going to try to I use my shirt to pull myself down. I really want to stretch out my neck. This feels wonderful. some nice deep breaths. About 5 more seconds. Everybody, when you get to the reset, when you get to your center, let's everybody stop. Then we're gonna bring our head up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch our traps, especially from our earlobe down to our shoulder, but we're really gonna focus on our trap area. So you're gonna take your right hand, you're gonna place it up and over on the left side of your head. What I want you to do, we're only using this as a guide. You're not gonna put any pressure to put your, push your head down, so it's just use your fingertips. Then I want you to take your left hand and I want you to push your palm down. Almost like you're trying to push yourself up. So you should really feel the stretch from your earlobe, really in your traps, which are right here, and then to the top of your deltoid, which is the shoulder right here. So really try to push that hand down, that palm. Take some nice deep breaths. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds before we switch sides. Slowly bring your arm down. You're gonna bring your neck back up and reset. You can shake it out. Now we're gonna take our left hand, we're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna take our left hand, bring it over and place it on our right side of our head. We're gonna take our right palm and we're gonna push ourselves down. Push the palm to the ground, almost like you're pushing up off cement without lifting yourself up. Feeling that stretch from the earlobe down to the top of the shoulders, really trying to focus on the traps, stretching those out. Another 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourself back up. What I want you to do is we're gonna actually stretch the lower neck at this point in the back. So what I'm gonna have you do, ladies, take both your hands, you're gonna place them up and you're gonna place them as if you had a ponytail. Gentlemen, it's gonna be at the bottom of your scalp. So you're gonna place both hands up and over. I'll turn sideways so you can see, almost make like a triangle with your arms. Now I'm gonna face front. What I want you to do, I don't want your arms out like this. I want you to bring them in. Bring your elbows towards your ears or towards your eyes, your nose, however you wanna bring them in. And then once you're here, I want you to bring your chin to your chest. Keeping your elbows close and really feeling the stretch in the top of the spine. Take some nice deep breaths. Another 10 seconds. And slowly bring your arms down, bring your head up, shake it out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place both of our hands up and over our head. Just so you can interlock them behind you. We're gonna take a wide stance. I want your feet to be about shoulder width apart. And we're gonna stretch some obliques. They may be sore from this morning, or if you just took class, they might just be a little tender. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to bring our elbow, pushing our elbow when it's up top. We want it straight up. We want our elbows in line. Make a nice line from top to bottom. Stretch out the oblique. come back up, and then we're gonna go to the other side. Really stretch it out, hold it for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna come back up. Now you can do it at your own pace. Make sure you're focusing on your breathing. You should really feel this in the obliques in this area here. Really trying to stretch those out from this morning or this afternoon. I'm gonna do this for another 10 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna bring our arms down. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me for this next one. We're really gonna focus on the upper back. We're really gonna try to stretch those shoulder blades out. So what I want you to do is I want your feet to be shoulder width apart. I want you to take your hands and clasp them together. What I want you to do is flip them under and I want you to push. One thing I want you to realize, see how I'm standing. I'm not leaning over like this. I'm standing straight up. Because if you lean over like this, you'll be stretching the lower back, and that's not what we're trying to stretch right now. So stand up nice and tall. Push those shoulder blades apart. Use your hands as momentum to kind of pull them. I'll turn front so I can see. We're really trying to push those shoulder blades out. Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Make sure you're taking some nice deep breaths. You may be sweating. I am. Okay, you can flip it down, flip it back and out, and then you can shake it out. So what we're gonna do is now that we've stretched out the back, we really wanna stretch out our chest. And there's 2 ways you can do this next stretch. What you can do, I'll show you both ways. I'm gonna turn around. What you can do, it doesn't matter what side you grab. You can just take whatever can and grab your bicep and really push your shoulder blades together. This will really push out the chest. Or if you can't do that, what you can do is you can do exactly kind of like what we just did. Clasp your hands together and push your elbows together. It's the same stretch. It just depends on your level of flexibility. But you really want to open up that chest. I'm going to hold this for another 10 seconds. Then we're going to do one more shoulder. Then we'll do a lower back. And then we'll start to work on the quads and legs. About 5 more seconds. Okay, slowly release. Let's wiggle out the wrists. Do that for a couple seconds. Go both directions. Okay, what we're going to do is now we're going to reset. We want our legs to be a little bit wider than shoulder width. We're going to take our right arm, we're going to bring it across our chest. We're going to take our left arm and we're going to bring it up. One thing in this stretch you want to remember, you don't want your arm on your elbow. So you either want it before it or after it. But you really want to feel this in the shoulder of the arm that's coming across your chest. Gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, slowly bring our arms down. Now we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna take our left arm, bring it up and over. Take our right arm, fold it and bring it up. Again, same thing. You don't want your lower arm to be on your elbow, so it's either before it or after it. Taking some nice deep breaths. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Slowly bring your arms down. Now what we're gonna do is I want you to put your feet at hip width apart. You can actually bend your knees a little bit. What we're gonna do is you can put your arms, like you can put them up like this, you can put them down like this. What I want you to do is I want you to turn, but I want you to keep your hips front because we're really trying to stretch the lower back. And this is nice and slow. So we're gonna turn and look behind us. You should feel it in the center of your back. Then you wanna come back and reset. You're gonna turn, you should feel it in the center of your back and come back. Nice and slow. Have a slight bend in the knee, that's okay. Really trying to stretch out the back. If you can, look behind you if you're that flexible. Another 5 seconds. We're gonna put this into a reach. Okay, everybody come back to center. Now we're gonna take a wider stance. We're gonna be doing the same thing. However, we're gonna be turning our hips this time. I'm gonna be reaching to the wall. Come back to center. We're gonna reach. So you should really feel this all the way down the side to the lower back. It's a whole side stretch. It's a really good one. So you really wanna reach and back to center. Really wanna reach, come back to center. Now we can do it at your own pace. Just make sure you're feeling the full stretch. Doesn't have to be fast. Do this for another 10 seconds. Then we're gonna stretch some hamstrings. Everybody do one more. Come back to center. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put both our feet together. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me. Both our feet together. What you're gonna do at first, I want you to tuck your hip back. If you're worried about your balance, you can have a slight, maybe take about 6 inches between your feet if you need it, or you can keep your feet together. At this point, put your hips back, and I want you to bring your back so that it's flat and in line with your hip. If you see how my head is in line with my shoulders, is in line with my hip, you should really feel the stretch in your glutes and in your hamstrings. Once you're in this position, I want you to let your hands hang. Really feeling it in the glutes, the hamstrings. In about 5 seconds, we're gonna adjust a little bit. Follow along with me. 3, 2, 1. So from this position, I want you to take your hands and put them behind your calves and try to bring your nose to your knee. I'll hold this for another 5 seconds. Now you can let your hands hang. What I want you to do is slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae. I want your head to be the last part of your body that comes up. Nice and slow, really stretching out the hamstring, the glutes, the back. Give you one big good stretch. Nice and slow. Then having your head be the last part of your body that comes up. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna stretch our quads. So if you need the wall, that's completely fine. Or if you have a table, depending on what you need. So what you're gonna do is it doesn't matter what side, we're gonna do both. So you're gonna put your foot in your hand. Once you're there, I want you to bring your heel to your glute. Once you have that, then I want you to close your knees. So again, hand in your foot in your hand. I want you to bring your heel to your glute and close. Take some nice deep breaths. Focus on your balance. Stretch your quad. It's okay if you need to reset, no problem. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds, and we're gonna switch sides. Okay, slow and controlled, we're gonna put our foot down, and then we're gonna switch. So we bring the opposite leg up, putting our foot in our hand, bringing our heel to our glute, and then closing our knees. Feel free to use the wall. Get your balance. Sometimes your hip works, arm out here. Sometimes if I have my ceilings nice and low, if I need it, I can just catch myself. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, nice and slow and controlled, bring your foot down. Okay, now we're gonna start to take it to the ground. What I want you to do is to get into a lunge position because we're gonna stretch quads again. Quads and hip flexors at the same time. So what I want you to do is I want your back leg to be at a 90 degree. I want your front leg to be at a 90 degree. You put your hands on your hips. I don't want it on your knees or your thighs or anything like that. So put your hands on your hips. And then I want you to push yourself forward. Feel it in the hip flexors. You should feel it in the quad of the extended leg. Take some nice deep breaths. Hold this for another 10 seconds. Now we're going to push ourselves back up so that we're back in our 90-degree angles. And now we're going to switch legs. I'm just going to switch positions so that I can face front and I can see you guys. So again, what we're going to do is, again, 90-degree angle in the front, 90-degree angle in the back. Put our hands on our hips, and we're going to push. Take some nice deep breaths. And hold this for another 10 seconds. Okay, you can slowly push yourself back up. Now what we're going to do We're gonna sit nice and flat. We're gonna stretch some glutes. So what I want you to do, I'm gonna stay sideways so you can see me. Can everybody see me? Thumbs up. Okay. So I want your feet in front of you. I want you to take your right leg. I want you to put your foot on top of your left quad. From this position, I want you to take your left leg and I want you to bend it. But see how my elbows are bent. I want you to push your elbows up so you really get the stretch in your glute. You should feel it in the glute of the leg that's bent and up on your quad. So for my case, it's my right. A nice leg stretch, quad stretch, glute stretch. Really stretch out these legs. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds before we switch. You can slowly push out your lower leg. You're gonna uncross. Now we're gonna do the other side. So for me, I'm gonna take my left leg. I'm gonna put my foot on my quad. I'm gonna bend my right leg. And like I said, when I first get started, my elbows are bent. Now I'm gonna push them forward. Really, really emphasizing the stretch in the glute, the hamstring. Take a nice deep breath. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds. Then we'll do a couple leg stretches. You can slowly bring your leg down, uncross it. So now I'm gonna sit and face front so you guys can see me. I want you to spread your legs as wide as you can. Now we're gonna stretch our inner thighs. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna point your toes and we're gonna go to the right side. So what we're gonna do, we're not gonna go up and over because I don't wanna stretch the obliques. I really want you to stretch the arms. So we're just gonna go down and, we're gonna go down and touch our toes because I wanna stretch the legs, not the obliques. So you should feel this all along the lower part of your leg. You should feel it in your inner thigh. You should feel it in your hamstring, behind your knee. You should feel it in your calf. It's a beautiful leg stretch. I'm gonna hold this for another 10 seconds before we reset. Okay, everybody back up to center. You always want to come back to center. You don't want to just go from side to side. So now we're going to go to the opposite side. So nice and reset. And now we're going to try to grab our foot. Again, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. You should feel it in the hamstring, behind the knee, all the way down to the calf, depending on how far your flexibility allows you to go. You may only be able to get to your shin, but you may not feel your calf, and that's okay. Give it a few weeks' time and you'll have no problem. I'm gonna hold this for another 5 seconds. Okay, everybody come back to center. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into our final pose of the day. Half hours go way too quick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get on all fours. I want your knees in line with your hips. I want you to start with your hands under your shoulders. Then now I want you to walk your hands out, and then I want you to push your hips back into a child's pose, bringing your chest to the ground, really focusing yourself, taking some nice deep breaths, and just taking it all in. All right, everybody, I am letting you all make sure you unmute. Great job. How does everybody feel?
Awesome.
Good,
Awesome.
good. Thank you. Thank
So
you guys.
good.
Thank you guys for coming. So, give you guys, I do have an announcement. As you saw in the post today, stretch is in danger. We don't want it to be in danger. It's so important to the body. So what we're going to do, we sent out a survey last week about what would work for everybody. And the consensus was Tuesdays and Thursdays are better for everybody. The Saturdays were hard. So for the next 2 weeks, this week I'm going to do today and Saturday, normal schedule. Next week I'm going to flip it to Tuesday, Thursday, 6:30. We'll do in-house and online. And we're going to give it a try for 2 weeks. So we got to get attendance up so that we keep it. So tell your friends, tell everybody to come. Anybody you know, give it a try so that we don't lose it, because you guys know it's super important. And it makes you
We need
feel
it.
like it's $1 million.
Oh yeah, we definitely need it.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful night. Go
All
relax,
right.
enjoy, and
Thanks,
I will
Jess.
see you guys online, and then I will see you in class on Saturday.
Thanks, Jess.
Bye.
Thanks,
Have a good
Jess.
night.
You too,
Thank you.
Jess.